There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover, unless, was quietly one of my favorite shows last year. Its reflections on the dividing line between romantic love and friendship were so interesting that they warranted a full episode of Love and Anime on the channel, and it was just plain fun to watch. So when a TV special was announced to kick off the new year, comprising of the next 5 episodes of the series, I was pretty excited. And let me tell you, for the vast majority of those 5 episodes, I was legitimately blown away. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I was nearly having a crisis of conscience over how much of a leap I felt this special took. Does this deserve a dedicated recommendation video? Between this and This Monster Wants to Eat Me, am I a Yuri channel now? Slam Yuri was one click away. Jokes aside, let me tell you what I saw that left such an impression on me. First and foremost, there is much more culpability for Renako in this part. She wasn't just flustered and overwhelmed last season like it seemed on the surface. Right from the jump here, she reveals that she was being selfish and attention-seeking in her own way during the first season. This recharacterization of Renako makes her infinitely more interesting in just the first 10 minutes of this special. Suddenly, she feels more like a stranger to us, the audience, and in turn, that makes each new insight into her head important. Kaho is the centerpiece of a lot of the story after being shunted to the side for most of the first season, and the expansion of her character comes with a lot of clever subversions of our expectations. At this point, we're used to basically everyone around Renako falling in love with her at the drop of a hat, so having Kaho be mostly immune to that effect comes as a bit of a surprise. Not only is she not enamored with Renako, she can't even be bothered to sympathize with her early on, instead being quite belligerent. This is a really fun change of pace, and it also lets Kaho develop more of a personality outside of Renako than maybe any other supporting character yet. She pokes and prods at Renako's insecurities, and the two of them come to love themselves together. When I saw that the special was going to be focused on Kaho, I was honestly a bit apprehensive. Such a shallow character is getting the spotlight? I couldn't have been more wrong, and I'm glad for it. There were times that it felt like the entire purpose of this special was to make us feel like we didn't know these people at all. That's a really effective approach when it's revealed early on that Renako was much more self-centered than we may have thought. Of course she wouldn't know these people. She was worried about what they thought of her, not what they thought of themselves. Every interaction with Mai and Ajisai in this stretch benefited immensely from this perspective. Mai's slow but persistent distancing of herself from Renako, Ajisai's growing crescendo of affection, they both felt amplified by this new Renako. So this was my mindset heading into the final episode of the special. Watanare, that's the show's shorthand name, could still be a bit crass or overly dramatic at times, but this was achieving a level of quality I was struggling to find comparisons to. The comedy, the emotional depth, the animation quality were all peaking at the same time. Visions of a 9 out of 10 were solidifying. And then Renako ran onto stage at the Cosplay Summit, and the climax of this story finally was upon us. The story of this special, and really of the entire series to this point, has been about Renako choosing between Mai and Ajisai. Mai gets her foot in the door early, pushing her love onto Renako. She is a big reason that love and relationships enter Renako's mind at all, and it's clear that they have a deep connection. Ajisai comes along a little later, but her relationship with Renako feels more natural in some ways. It grows and develops slowly and equally between them, and when Ajisai finally confesses at the end of season 1, it feels well justified. It's no coincidence that the first season starts with Mai's confession and ends with Ajisai's. They are opposites even in structure. This conflict carries over to the special, where everything is on the table now. Renako has a month to give them an answer, and this choice looms over the entire arc. Ajisai and Mai are friends, and they don't want to hurt each other in pursuit of Renako. Their scenes alone together are some of the more interesting ones in the special, their priorities and motivations drawn into sharp relief with one another. So anyway, at the end of the whole affair, Renako and Ajisai run onto stage to stop Mai from giving up and moving away to France forever. And the stage is physically and metaphorically set. Now is the time for the big decision. And Renako picks both of them. Yep, that's it. It's a real deal harem anime confession, where she truly can't choose between them and promises to make both of them happy. After a little pushback, Mai and Ajisai agree, and it's happily ever after. And I don't know, man. It's hard not to feel like this is a bit of a cop-out. I mean, I am clearly the fool here. I looked at the show on my anime list during the first season. I saw the harem tag sitting there, but I convinced myself otherwise, that it wasn't going to be a true harem anime and that it was more a theme with the whole group liking Renako. But no, it's dating two people at once. I think the reason that this disappoints me so much is that the anime cultivated such amazing tension and weight to the choice Renako had to make. We care about everyone in play, and the pendulum swinging between Renako choosing Mai or Ajisai in any given scene is part of the agonizing fun of a love triangle like this one. When so much is built up behind the impending choice, settling on the both option feels like it was all kind of a waste. Personally, too, it was hard not to root for Mai. It felt like the show threw more behind her relationship with Renako, and her self-defeating persona was more thought-provoking than what Ajisai brought to the table. Again, that's more just my preference, but my overall thoughts on the ending are more set in stone. Watanare's special was shaping up to be an absolutely light-speed start to the 2026 anime year. And as much as I'm whinging about it now, it was still a fun watch. But having the big ending be Renako choosing to date both Ajisai and Mai at once really took the wind out of its sails. I think what I'm feeling is disappointment that something I thought was approaching great ended up landing in good. Rather than just complaining about it myself though, I want to hear what you thought. Am I overreacting to the end of what was an otherwise great special? Or do you feel the same way? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed the video today, liking and subscribing helps a ton, as does hitting the hype button on the mobile app. I'm Slam Anime, and I'll see you next time.